and we are here live from the Iceland Sports Complex in Louisville, Kentucky on Saturday night. Welcome to Pregame Live. I'm Garrett Drake. Alongside me is Kelsey Dennehy, and Indiana able to prevail over Louisville in a shootout last night. Sammy Billis made some big saves in that one. But today, between the pipes for Indiana, for the first time this year, we're going to see Brendan Mccaskey, and Indiana's going to have to really dial down and help him. As you know, being a Tindy, it's tough out here, and he's going to have to get accustomed to the pace of the game and things like that, and I look for the D-men to really help him out with that one. Captain Nathan Cesarski will also be gone again tonight for personal reasons. Indiana was able to prevail last night without him, so they'll just have to survive one more game without their 6'7" D-man. But at the end of the day, Louisville's going to be hungry to try to get back in the win column after a tough loss last night, and then they had to drive all the way back here after. But the fatigue is going to be even for both teams because Indiana had to drive here today, obviously. So here we are, and Kelsey is now going to give us her keys to the game.
You know, there was a lot of great hockey last night, a lot of great components. We saw a lot of interesting rushes, a lot of odd man rushes for both teams, which Indiana's going to have to be careful for tonight, especially since it's Mccaskey's first game in net. Our D's going to have to protect them. Capitalizing on the Cards' turnovers is going to be a really, really big deal tonight. You know, they're giving up some opportunities in the offensive zone that we could really take advantage of, and if we're getting shots on net, we're hitting the net, you know, those are some really, really great opportunities. And again, prioritizing pressure on the points. You know, this is a wide sheet of ice, and the Frank isn't a wide sheet of ice. So it'll be interesting to see how they weather in the wide sheet of ice, and it's kind of a long chase when you're giving up those pucks on the point and on the blue line. So we'll see how they do, and hopefully they can make that happen tonight.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Kelsey, the playing dimensions here in Louisville a little different than the Frank. The neutral zone is a lot bigger, and the rink is also wider, so they'll have a lot more space to work. And the ceiling is a lot higher than it is in Bloomington, so we're not going to have as many stoppages due to the hockey puck hitting the ceiling and things of that nature. Puck drop coming your way in just about 4 minutes. We're going to have the rest of the action for you. You're watching Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.
Sorry, 5, 4, 3. After a raucous crowd accompanied both sides in Bloomington late last night, it's time for the grudge match. The Louisville side of this home-and-home series between the club ice hockey at Indiana University and the Louisville Cardinals. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Iceland Sports Complex, south of the Ohio River. I'm Sam Weixler alongside Garrett Drake, and as we get both sides lining up at the blue line, let's hear the starting lines and the national anthem.
Starting in net today for Indiana is going to be Brendan Mccaskey for the first time this season. And on defense, it'll be Aiden Goodfellow paired up with Will Kicker. Vladislav Krush will be at left wing, O'Flaherty at center, and Michele on the right. We're going to take a moment for the national anthem here.
It's finally time for puck drop here at the Sports Complex. The second game in this series, Indiana winning last night at the Frank in Bloomington 3-2 thanks to a shootout after an overtime period that started out 4-on-3. Indiana had a man advantage. And Garrett, we watched that live and in person, and right next to the crowd that was jumping for their lives, climbing up onto the glass, and it provided a really unique and infectious atmosphere where it seemed like both sides were energized after seeing everybody go crazy. Yeah,
without a question, Sam, it was the most exciting game of the season to this point. We saw some fan ejections along the way, and in net for Louisville today is going to be Cam Walsh once again. He took the loss in the shootout yesterday, and you know him and the rest of the Cardinal team are going to be looking for redemption. Puck drop coming up. Here we go.
Indiana from left to right in their red sweaters. In between the pipes is Brendan Mccaskey, the sophomore from Ramsey, New Jersey. His first shot as a netminder. And the Louisville Cardinals from right to left, skating in their white sweaters with red lettering and numbering and black bottoms. 15 seconds have elapsed already as Indiana cedes possession in their own zone. Quick steal and a shovel pass to Ramirez. He pushes it through the zone, and it wobbles all the way across into the center circle over the Cardinal logo at center ice. Stick handling is Costa at the blue line, but he loses possession, and it slides all the way across the red line again. Garrett, one thing we noticed early in the game yesterday was that there were not a lot of sustained attacks.
Yeah, definitely, Sam. We saw a lot of giveaways in the opponent's zone as well, so that's one thing that Indiana is going to have to look out for here today. A big hit against the boards there.
Indiana catches Louisville on a change, and they are afforded possession, trying to throw it through the neutral zone. It fails as Dinzik knocks it away. Louisville trying to set up an attack. Kicked away by Mccaskey in the cage. Another good save. Louisville holding on to it in their own zone just outside the left circle. Null threads it through over to Kissel, who's at the far side. Crosses the blue line. He throws up a shot that is covered by Cam Walsh, making the second start in a row for Louisville. And we'll have a stoppage in play with 18:34 to go here in frame number 1 of game number 2 in this set of games.
Walsh put together a pretty solid effort last night for Louisville. Both goalkeepers saw a lot of shots on net, and in the end, he just couldn't get it done in the shootout.
Walsh choking up on his paddle. He's got his hand halfway down it. watching a shot come in that he kicks away with his right leg. Indiana jamming at the puck right behind the cage. There's Alex Shabazz dressing this afternoon. Indiana loses possession. McKay getting checked hard from behind. Had a Cardinal following him like a shadow as the Cardinals regroup and circle the wagons. Piatti pushes it to Ryan behind their own goal line, trying to set up an attack. That's Piatti, the quarterback, and now pushing it forward to Dinzig. Dinzig whacks at the puck and chops at it again as McKay was giving him heck on the far side in the corner. Piatti back into the near corner, and a big hit from behind. McKay sends him right into the barrier, and he is slow to get up. Piatti. Indiana moving the other way. Shabazz keeping his eyes up. Throws it all the way through. Here's Kenyon all by himself in the near corner. Stick handles, tries to move around a defenseman along the goal line. Kicker touches it into the corner. Indiana retreating, and Kenyon gets a change. Here comes Louisville on the attack. It's Chickalise trying to make a rush happen, but instead he's dispossessed by Krush in the center circle. Krush throws himself into the glass right in front of us, and the puck gets whacked all the way behind Cam Walsh in net. Chickalise pokes it toward his own bench, but the puck swivels right where it is. Goodfellow smashes it into the near corner on a bit of a dump and chase, but O'Flaherty couldn't get there quite in time. 17 minutes to go here in the first. Michelli dancing around the slot. He gets it taken right off of his stick, and Chickalise moves with it right across the red line. He dumps it in, getting his guys a chance for a drink of the water bottle, and both sides now getting a full line of new troops.
We're seeing short shifts for both teams here early. The tempo is also a lot slower than it was yesterday. You know the players are feeling the fatigue.
A lot of penalties, a lot of pushing and shoving, and even an ejection yesterday as Dalton Carl was excused for the remainder of last night's game when he hit somebody in the head in the third period. Mccaskey slides out of the crease to play the puck for his defenseman. Offenbach gets the relay pass along the boards from Simino, and now it drifts over to Brennan, who throws it off the glass in front of his own bench. Scoring table gets shaken up a little bit as bodies collide into the glass, and Louisville has a 2-on-4 rush, not able to make anything of that. And now McDonald dipsy-doos right in front of a Cardinal defenseman in front of his own bench. Big move. Here comes Costa. Costa, one of the better goal scorers on this roster. He's got 5. And the Cream and Crimson jamming at it in their own zone. Cleared the blue line, and the Cards will have to regroup. Knocked across the short boards all the way to the half-dashers, and Mccaskey pushes it wide. Null again finds the puck at his stick. He scored a goal, the first shootout goal in last night's contest. Tries to fire a shot on, goes through traffic, pokes at it. Poke check, dispossesses him, and now it's a one-on-one rush. It's Ryan with the puck over at the right circle. A quick shot, and it goes right off the shoulder of Mccaskey. I believe it was Barrett McDaniel who pushed LBRB and belly flopped onto the ice to prevent a pass. Now the shot goes up into the netting. And with 15:04 to go here in the first, we are still scoreless. Garrett, in the game yesterday evening, we also saw a scoreless first period, and then that was followed up by several markers when you were calling the play-by-play in the second.
Yeah, both teams had a lot of opportunities early in the game yesterday, but we really haven't seen that yet here today. We've only seen a couple shots on net for both teams, each with 2 currently.
Taking the face-off in front of his netminder, that is Jeremy against Colton Ryan. Indiana controls the puck in their own zone. Null backhands it out of the zone, clearing the blue line. Ryan circles around at the blue line, makes a move. Sliding through traffic over at the right circle, he gets poke checked. And now it's McKay using his body to shield the opponent away from it. McKay has looked collected and cool so far in his first appearance. Here's Ryan just outside the right circle. Pushed through, a shot deflected up and away. And another stoppage in play as the puck hit the net. So both sides will get fresh legs onto the ice. And Garrett, it feels like we've had longer than 5 minutes out here already.
Yeah, and there haven't been that many stoppages yet. The play has been rapid, but both teams have been taking their time trying to set up their attacks so far.
Bonecutter now taking the face-off in front of his netminder. Ryan again doing the honors on the draw for the Cards. Here comes a great stretch pass over to Kenyon. He can't get to it in time as it deflected off the heel of his stick, and Walsh belly flops on top of it to stop the rush. 14:20 to go here in frame number 1. Face-off in Indiana's attacking side now, trying to apply some pressure in the O-zone. Scrum ensues in the near corner. Kicker the closest body. Now Shabazz emerges with the puck, tries to spin around, and throws it right across the mouth of the goal. Kicker shoots to the back post. It's jammed at. And another good shot by Goodfellow. Sails high and wide. We've got a whistle for a high stick on the far side. The official with the orange on his sleeves had his hand up, so we'll stop play. And Indiana may be headed to the box. Still waiting for a number to be called. Looks like we'll keep playing with 5 aside. Bonecutter slides a shot right past the net. Kenyon smacking the puck on the near side glass just outside the right circle. Shabazz nearly steps on the puck and he gets thrown on his backside. And now Kenyon gets hit from behind and gets tangled up. Louisville moving with it into the neutral zone, but instead Brennan pushes it to the far corner. Indiana getting a line change quickly, and Kenyon slams in shoulder first. Shot goes wide of the cage and over to Krusch at the far circle. Brandenburg picks up the loose change but misplays it off the side of his stick and now has to chip it dangerously across the blue line. 7 minutes have been played here in the first, and both sides having a very quick line changes, as you noted, Garrett. Give and go pass from Bonecutter to Mccaskey on the near side. Stolen away, and more short possessions for both sides. Puck glances up across the glass. Hauser moves into the left circle. Slashed away as Indiana defensemen waving their sticks wildly, and Mccaskey over on the backside fighting off Hauser. There's Kicker behind his own cage, trying to defend a man, preventing a shot that goes just off the left leg of Mccaskey, and Indiana might have a 2-on-3. Krusch can't get the pass that was intended for him, and the puck flicked up into the tinfoil ceiling for a stoppage of play.
Yesterday, and so far, about halfway through the first, everything's dead even once again.
Face off at center ice just to make everything fair and even, as Dalton Carl doing the honors for his side. Indiana keeps the blue line, knocking it down to McDonald, who throws it on. It's pushed away by the waffle board of Walsh. Again, the Cream and Crimson get tangled up, spacing a little bit of an issue early. A no good shot by McDonald on the one-time redirect. And now Barrett McDaniel tries his luck with a hard slap shot from the blue line. Unsuccessful again. Offenbach moving around, trying to push a pass through the neutral zone, but it's whacked away. McKay emerges with it, operating, we believe, as a D-man this afternoon. And now a giveaway right at the blue line. Here comes Burkhart moving in. He gets pushed away. Mccaskey lunges the puck on his glove side. Now has to move around. Dalton Carl trying to find the back post. A shot, and Louisville scores. Mccaskey didn't see the back post wide open. And the Cardinals draw first blood with 11:48 to go here in period number 1. Goal scored by Cam Costa. His 3rd of the season. And the Cardinals getting out to an early jump.
We talked about it in the pregame, Sam. Own zone giveaways were really hurting both teams yesterday, and right there Louisville capitalizes with the Costa goal.
Puck thrown against the boards near us. That was Sellinger on it. He finds the puck at his stick and now throws a long 40-foot shot right at Mccaskey. He plays it without much trouble. Backhanded at the center circle logo. Garrett not nearly as much hitting as we saw yesterday. Here comes Sellinger with a shot that goes wide. Off the back of the cage. Scooped up by a Louisville skater. And Louisville trying to hold on to possession. Sellinger do-si-dos around a cream and crimson sweater. And Brendan will try to play it out of trouble on the near side. Into center ice, that is Drew. As it deflects off the skate blade of another Louisville player, and it heads all the way down for icing. So a tick over 11 minutes to go here in the first. And Indiana trailing after an early goal by the Cardinals.
Getting his first action, the giveaway led to an easy opportunity, and you hate to see that start, but let's see how they rebound.
Indiana with a record of 5-5-0 and 3-3-0 in the TSCHL coming in to today's action, including yesterday's 3-2 win. The Cardinals 8-5-0 and 0-3-0 in the TSCHL. They are winless in league play, Garrett, and they have some ground now to make up.
Yeah, the loss last night only put them farther behind, and that was Indiana's third win in the division, and they're looking to try to get number 4 here today. Louisville is still on the schneid.
Face off to the leather side of Cam Walsh, Louisville netminder. Indiana takes possession of the puck, and roulette wheels it all the way across to the far side right in front of Louisville's bench. That's Goodfellow chipping it off the glass, and behind Walsh yet again. O'Flaherty giving chase, and again back over to Michelli on the far side. Puck rolls across the blue line, and now we have a hooking call from the official on the far side. 10.5 to go in the first, and it is Patrick Williams climbing over the boards one leg at a time, the sophomore defenseman, and Indiana's going to have a power play and try to equalize things with half of the first period to go. Face off to the stick side of Walsh this time. Won by McDonald for Indiana. It's Krusch setting up in the near corner, then it's Goodfellow at the right point. Back to Krusch, cycling it around into the corner. McDonald again on it, moving over to the slot, pushes it over outside the right circle to Krusch. Trying to make something happen. Indiana keeps the line. Krusch lining up a shot, deflected wide and kicked away by Walsh. Louisville finally wins it in the corner and throws it all the way across. Mccaskey moving out to play the puck, and he has 2 skaters with him, but almost misplayed the puck. And Costa controls it in the attacking zone. Here's Costa circling around, looking for a pass, a shot to the back post that misses wide. 1:17 remaining on this power play for Indiana. Here's Krusch. He's got a lot of pace. Crosses the red line, shoots off the post, and Indiana scores! Krusch throws it off the iron, and it's all even. 9:42 to go in the first period. 1-1 the score. The sentence commuted. Patrick Williams released from the box. And the second goal of the year for the senior from Moscow.
That's a good sign for Indiana's power play here, executing on their first opportunity of the night. I think Walsh expected that Krusch was going to pass across the slot, but he just let the wrister go, and he got it over the glove side.
Indiana desperately needed that power play goal. Coming into this series, they were 0 for 15 over their last 3 games. Now, given that is a bit skewed because they played the red-hot Miami Redhawks, but that's the stat nonetheless. Here comes DiLorenzo throwing it on from the right circle. Swallowed up by the chest protector and logo of Walsh. So play stopped with 9.5 to go here in the first, and it looks like linesman calling for time and getting the puck out of the glove of Walsh. Face off to the glove side for the Louisville goaltender. Taken by Bone Cutter. Kenyon digs into the corner, trying to win possession, which he does. Moves around, methodically playing it up to Brennan at the left point. His shot goes just wide. A wrist shot over to Brandenburg, who gets bodied around and then slams onto the ice as Indiana has to vacate the zone. Brandenburg playing it off the backside of his stick and chipping it into the neutral ice. Now Kenyon emerges with it. He's over at the left point. He's harassed and hassled and has to move around again. Indiana for a second straight game without the services of their captain and number 1 D-man, Nathan Cesarski. He's on leave for personal travel. Indiana jamming at the puck right in front of the mouth of the goal. Another shot from Brennan. Gets pushed wide. Indiana loses possession today, 2-on-1. And it's off the stick for icing. No one could quite get their tape onto it. 8:51 to go here in the first, and we are tied with a tally each.
Indiana fortunate that that was not a breakaway right there. DiLorenzo was able to fill the middle of the ice, and then they ended up not catching up to it for an icing.
As I started to talk about, Garrett, Indiana does not have Nathan Cesarski, their captain, and probably the biggest guy on any sheet of ice when he's there. Good wrist shot. Snapper, if you will, from kicker at the right point. Easily made save by Walsh. And Garrett, what did we see yesterday that you think Cesarski could have helped out with?
Well, the giveaways in the opponent's zone, I know we keep bringing it up, but that was where Skis really thrives. He passes it. He knows where to go with the puck at all times, and I think that was one thing. Communication was an issue yesterday, and that's the main focus.
O'Flaherty snaps a shot that goes to the far side past the stick of Walsh. And Louisville rearranging and regrouping as they force Indiana to get out of their zone. Here come Louisville on a press, trying to push it forward. Chickalise almost gets the dump and chase as it comes back to him off the boards. But instead, a little bit of a change, and Indiana sets up the attack of their own. Chickalise stick handling, accidentally passes it behind himself. O'Flaherty knocks it forward. Michelli trying to sidestep the puck and instead gets pushed over. McDonald throws his stick at it but misses. Here comes Shredders at the left side. He's at the left circle, just past the glove of Mccaskey, and Louisville have to leave the O-zone now as McDonald's got a 3-on-3 rush started for Indiana. A little bit of a change, so McDonald's by himself. He circles around all the way to the left point, looking for options, pushes it through in traffic. Here comes Offenbach, who shoots. It's wide. 7.5 to go. Here's a rush on the near side by Shredders at the left point over toward the circle. A quick pass. It is knocked away. Louisville takes back the lead on a tip-in at the back post, and Mccaskey again can't get help on the backside, and a Louisville skater gets free.
That's another aspect of the game that shows the significance of Nathan Cesarski right there. I mean, he's a big body. He can shut down rushes. He can move guys, and Indiana missing his presence right now.
Second goal of the season from what we can tell for Jake Shredders, the freshman forward. So it'll be 2-1 with 7.5 to go here in the first. Now we have a little bit of a discussion. Although, Garrett, I think that may have been his first goal at home, so they're going to keep the puck. Is that what you'd guess with that situation? They just switched out the puck and tossed it over to the bench. Yeah,
it must have been some kind of milestone, whether it be for the season or his career, I'm not sure.
Offenbach dangles at the high slot, pushing forward. A shot, and it's in the back of the net. Just like that, Tommy McDonald evens up the score, and we're back at a crooked number for both sides. 2-2, and the Cream and Crimson strike right back with a Tommy McDonald top shelf wrister. Garrett, I barely had time to get the words out of my mouth as Indiana started a rush. And just as quickly as they were up, Louisville finds themselves tied again.
The officials are talking about something here.
Garrett, according to these scratches, taking statistics for us and for the coaching staff, this may be an offside call on Indiana, which would negate the goal scored by McDonald.
No goal. Unbelievable.
Well, that'll take the wind out of your sails if you're a skater for Indiana. McDonald has his goal erased off the big board and off the scoreboard on our broadcast as well, which Henderson is not thrilled about. He's got his leg up on the boards asking for a word as Weiss gets the explanation too.
And that's a backbreaker right there, especially the way this period has gone.
Well, you got to respect the referees coming to a consensus decision and making what they believe to be the best call on the ice, since we don't have the advantage of instant replay or something like that. So it's 2-1 now, 7:28 to go, and Indiana will have to do it all over to try and even up the score. Louisville wins the faceoff just outside their own zone. Here's Burkhart right in front of the Indiana bench. He gets pushed aside by McDonald, who is no longer a goal scorer in this contest. McDonald emerging with the puck again on the far side. His puck bounces off the left leg of Simoneau, and Brandenburg lays the body right onside the center circle. Now McDonald trying to thread a pass through to the backside. Simoneau pushing away for it. Brandenburg tries to get a shot off, but it's a wobbler that is sticked away by Walsh. Brandenburg stick handling at the left point, but instead it's over to Costa. He'll be by himself now. Brennan slides over. The shot gloved down by Mccaskey right in front of his own knees for a guy that doesn't have a whole lot of experience at this level.
Louisville's getting too many breaks right now. The odd man rushes are something that we brought up in the pregame, and so far Indiana has not done a good job defending those. So we're down to 6 minutes and 46 seconds here. Indiana has to try to compose themselves after the goal by Tommy McDonald was waved off due to an offside.
6:48 to go here in the first. Indiana had one goal waved off after an offside call. The herd of Zebras decided to reverse the decision on the ice that was originally made. Puck bounces off the back of the cage. Mccaskey poking at it from the reverse side to get it free for his defenseman. Here comes Kicker moving around. Tries to get a great stretch pass over to Shabazz at the left circle. He gets pushed off the puck. Ramirez dispossesses him, and Shabazz goes face first into the glass behind the goal line. Shot for a deflection from Goodfellow at the left point. Eventually makes its way over to DiLorenzo in the near corner. Shabazz moving around, trying to give his teammates options on the pass. Even strength, 5 aside, and another big hit laid by Shabazz. That's one of his specialties. He's not afraid to get his body in the mix. Louisville look like they'll be able to get out of their own zone. Pass through the center circle over toward Colton Ryan. Ryan avoids a check and now avoids another. He's got his backhand shot pushed away by Shabazz, chipping it off the glass. Shot sticked away by Mccaskey. 5.5 to go here in the first. Louisville keeps it in the zone. Dinzik pushing it forward. DiLorenzo steals it away. He's got the puck on his stick at the left point. Moving into the swallowed up by Walsh again. 5.25 to go here in frame number 1.
Yeah, going back to the Connor McDavid goal that he scored last night, I think he might be the only person on the planet who could have done that. Just an incredible player. And he always downplays everything that he does, too. That's one of the things that you got to love about him.
Garrett, you and I both have 2 younger brothers each. I don't think either of us could skate like McDavid does, even through or past our own brothers. That's how fast McDavid is.
No way.
But enough about the show. Back to college hockey. Indiana and Louisville. Here's Louisville on a rush. The shot gets glanced up off the glass. Chickley spins around on his shin protectors, and McKay emerges with it in his own zone. Crossing the blue line, pushes it to Kissel, who slides around, weaving through traffic. Now he goes over to the high slot and pushes a shot forward. Kissel jamming at the puck. A second chance by Jeremy goes wide. McKay finding himself in the part of the action on the near side. Another shot, and Walsh tries to throw his glove on top of it, but the puck is free, and now we've got bodies and skates tangled up as well as sticks on top of Walsh. No pushing and shoving this time, not nearly as physical as we saw in the Frank yesterday, Garrett.
No, the physicality in the game yesterday was pretty remarkable compared to how it is today, but I think that has a lot to do with the atmosphere that we were dealing with in the Frank. And the ice was a lot more compact yesterday as well.
Indiana outshooting the Louisville Cardinals right now 11-7, although they trail where it counts up on the big board. The goal apparatus came off its moorings, and we had a quick pause in the action momentarily. Indiana wins the faceoff in the attacking side. Brennan finds the rebound on the far side of the ice again. Now to Michelli, who throws a shot on. Snapper goes wide. Brandenburg finds the loose puck. And now again to Michelli as he and Brennan try to make something happen. To O'Flaherty, who chops at it. And now we may have a hand pass on the far side, Garrett.
The net came out again.
Looks like there's some issues with the crease again. Looks like the ice has been chipped, and they're having trouble keeping the net in place.
The ice, as Indiana's able to avoid an attack here. Tommy McDonald with the puck.
McDonald, no longer a goal scorer, sidesteps a defenseman and pushes it to Offenbach, who moves in at the right point. He's at the right dot, pushing it forward. Kicker has a shot, goes off the backside of the post. Over to Goodfellow now. He moves into the corner. 3.5 to go. Glove down by Offenbach. He couldn't quite get to it. Looked like a free safety trying to block a pass in football. Now he has it at his stick. McDonald catches it off of Kicker, and the shot goes stick up and into the netting to stop play. 3:09 to go.
Kicker made an incredible diving poke check right there to stop that rush. Good play by the freshman D-man.
Wi-Fi not quite cooperating as we wish it would here at the Iceland Sports Complex in Louisville. Indiana wins the face-off in the attacking side of the ice, but loses the blue line. They'll have to throw it away and reload. Zaritsky has the puck right in front of his own bench. Backup netminder is standing on and watching, covering their face as the sticks came flying toward it. Offenbach loses his stick and is playing soccer at the blue line. Now over toward the backside, that's Dinzik with the puck. He finds Colton Ryan. Offenbach finally has his stick now. He's into the action, pushing it to Simoneau on the near side. Puck sliding across the red line at center ice, and Indiana will get 5 new for their side. Played into the neutral zone. Dinzik gets spun around after it deflects off of his stick, and Barrett McDaniel scoops it up behind his own cage. Mccaskey in his first appearance has performed about as well as you could expect him to under the circumstances, Garrett.
Yeah, he got a couple tough breaks here in the first, but let's see. Here's an attack.
Shredders takes it, wrist shot, back post, and it's saved by Mccaskey. He pushes it wide with a waffle board. Collision at the backside, and that's where it's been weakest for Indiana thus far. Both goals coming at redirections and tip-ins on the far side when Mccaskey was covering the shooter. 2 in the few left. Here comes a quick wrist shot from point-blank range. Holmes, one of the alternate captains for Louisville, can't get it to go home. He thinks about a shot, now a shot through traffic. Wobbles over toward Jeremy's stick. He's one of the faster skaters for this team. Jeremy gets spun around and heads into the boards. We've got a delayed call as Louisville touches it. Delayed no more. 1:47 to go here in the first. And Indiana, for the remainder of this period, will be on the man advantage. Charged with the crime will be Zach Burkhart, the forward. Face off to the left dot of Cam Walsh. Here comes Goodfellow sliding past the blue line. Threads it in toward Krush just outside the goal line on the near side. Over to Goodfellow trying to communicate and make something happen. Kissel battling with Krush trying to have a give and go behind the crease. Now out of the trapezoid, Krush comes pushing it forward, but McDonald lost it on the edge of his stick. And we have 1.5 to go. Indiana on the 5-on-4 power play. Burkhart serving the sentence for a tripping minor. Here comes McDonald moving around just outside the right dot. Slides into the high post, and he gets hacked as he tries to go through the key, if you will. And Louisville clears the line. Here comes Costa on a rush. Costa with 60 seconds to go here in the first. Indiana still trailing. 1:10 to go on the power play that, should Indiana fail to score in this frame, would continue on to the second. Krush loses possession after it glanced off of his stick. Here comes Burkhart, a slap shot right into the legs of Mccaskey, who makes the save. Krush emerges with the puck out of his own zone, has Kenyon with him, the 2 alternate captains, and now we have another penalty as behind the play, Brandenburg went down hard. He's holding his sides and was doubled over for a moment. So with 35.4 left in the first period, and 48 seconds remaining on the initial power play, we'll have a 5-on-3 for the Cream and Crimson.
I didn't see who that penalty went against for Louisville. Burkhart just went to the bench.
No hand signal given from the score box or the referees.
I think it was on Zaritsky, but I'm not 100% sure.
He's now sitting on the ledge in between the penalty box and his own bench. Indiana, nonetheless, will have a 5-on-3. And another hand pass called, so that stops the clock. 26.7 to go, Indiana trailing by 1. 40 seconds remaining on this 5-on-3. Indiana's got to take advantage of what they have here early, and especially after having one of the goals they scored waved off. Offenbach taking the face-off and winning it to the stick side of Walsh. Brandenburg chops at the puck, keeps it in the blue line. Michelli jamming at it in the near corner. It wobbles away toward DiLorenzo, who scored in the shootout late last night. Brandenburg finds the backside. That's Brandenburg. Over toward Offenbach. He shoots. It's kicked away. Another back post jam by Jeremy. He can't get it. And now Indiana scored. Chaos ensues in the crease, and Indiana evens it up this time. We have to assume that'll be for good. 2-2 with 2 seconds remaining in the period. Sentence commuted for one of the Louisville skaters, but we will enter the second period with Indiana up a man on the ice. Puck will be dropped in a mostly ceremonial or formality, if you will, Garrett. Period comes to a close. Indiana ties it up right before the horn. 2-2. Mccaskey performing admirably in his first appearance so far, getting some fist bumps from the teammates as both sides skate off the ice. Garrett, what stood out to you in that first 20 minutes?
Well, Louisville has not been doing a good job of staying out of the box thus far. The penalties are coming back to bite them early. And what a play by Will Jeremy with 2 seconds left in the period on the beautiful backhand off the deflection. We've got a 2-2 ball game.
Well, Garrett, we couldn't quite see from our angle because it was at the back post and there were plenty of bodies in the way. But Will Jeremy, you're right, is going to be credited for that goal. Jeremy now 4 goals on the season and has played quite well. It looks like some sort of holdup as the referees are talking with Indiana. We'll get it all straightened out when everybody comes back to the ice. But don't tune away. We've got intermission. Garrett Drake alongside Kelsey Dennehy during the break. This is Club Ice Hockey at Indiana University on the Indiana Hockey Broadcast Network.